Hey guys, Mitchell here, and this is a unique part 0 for this Firewatch walkthrough. The reason why this is going to be a little bit weird is because when I first started recording for Firewatch, I have the first 4 videos up right now, but when I first started recording, it was on a special streamer build, basically. So they sent it out to a bunch of streamers and Let's Players, and it had the first 2 levels of the game, but it cut out almost all of the intro of it. So I'm going to play through the intro, and then I'm going to stop the video. We're going to pick up where we left off in part 5, but we're going to pick it up basically with using the choices that I make in this first intro section. So that's a lot of explaining. I'm sorry, but yeah, we're going to start it up. You see Julia. She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. This reminds me of like the beginning of like an indie movie. You are drunk. So, what's your, major? You slur the word major, and it smells like Coors. You give an awkward smile. Evolutionary biology, she says, and I'm a professor. Cool, you reply. What's yours? She asks. She sniffs the air. Toxicology? Was that a burn, you ask? She says definitely. Worried she hurt your feelings, she asks if you want to split a cheeseburger. 1 week later, you are Julia's boyfriend. Ooh, now we're playing that elevator game from like that. What was it? Elevator source. We can use objects. Backpack, okay. This is a specially designed elevator that only moves once I pick up my backpack. You date for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. You move in. You share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink beer just about anywhere. Life is good. Julia wants to get a dog. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia's in love. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia's in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German Shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while walking this dog. It's badass. Oh, man, it's tough because I do like both these, but I used to own a Shepherd myself, so... Mayhem's an excellent dog. He loves wrestling with you in the park and goes with Julia on her runs. Even though he's too big to bring to school, Julia loves him all the same. Mayhem is a friend, child, and pet all rolled into one. 1979. You talk out on the deck. It's summer, 9:30, and the heat still radiates off of the high desert. What do you think about kids, she asks. Kids? Well, they're not very smart, or good at much. I'm saying if you and I have some, a couple little idiots. One day, why rush? She looks away, out towards the mountains. We have plenty of time, right? Speak for yourself, mister. Don't worry, you assure her. You tell her she has the body of an undergrad. My ovaries didn't get the memo, she says, laughing it off. One day, okay? Okay, one day, she says. 6 months later, you get engaged, lying in bed on a Sunday morning. Thoroughfare Trailhead. Well, this looks familiar. Not recommended for inexperienced hikers. primitive backcountry trail. Learn to live with bears. Do not forget to check in. No fireworks! God, why don't people look at this fucking sign? $19.80. It's a Thursday night and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried and getting angrier by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. You don't touch each other all night. The next day you feel guilty for being so angry and ask her about her evening. She says it was great. You hold on to a tiny pill of resentment. You make some coffee and go to work. 1981. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. You frolic like a Victoria's Secret model. Very nice. So pretty. Two forks. $19.82. During the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking Mayhem at night. There's a festival in town. It brings folks in from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. Mayhem runs away. What? Fuck, dog! Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she is stressed. You confront the attacker. Scare him away. You reach into your pocket like you've got a gun, threatening to kill him. You manage to scare all three of you. He runs away. Julia asks to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay. You don't want to go that way either. From then on, you walk by the river. Mayhem! How could you? Plans to have kids get waylaid by work. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale's in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job, associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. I love you, Julia. I'll do anything for you. You ask her if she'll commute back and forth. You don't want to move back to Connecticut. She says that'll be hard, but she'll do it if you won't move. You tell her not to pass it up if that's what she wants. She agrees. She flies back to Boulder 3 times each semester. Julia is sent home from Yale on paid leave after having an episode. She lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. She was found crying in the stairwell. You say that maybe you guys should talk to someone about it. You make macaroni, drink wine, try to forget. No, we can't do that. After seeing multiple doctors and having many tests, they're worried that Julia might be suffering from early onset dementia. She is 41. You both decide to keep it a secret for now. What's in my journal? So pretty, wow. Full-on dick pic and everything. Mayhem is getting older. He's got silver hair down his back and slows down at night. You and Julia walk him to the bar and see your friends, and it feels like nothing has changed. Julia goes back to the university. 1987, Julia's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason and has to be brought home by the police. She is devastated. She is sent home on permanent medical leave. Some days you get the Julia who calls you a dope and your unborn children little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes, she goes into a panic, believing her dad is at the door. You tell her family they are crushed. They begin to make trips to and from their home in Australia to visit her. For a while, your friends come by with little things to brighten the day. She gets worse. 1988. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel the nurse. He suggests that Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. It sits with you for a couple of months. Do we decide to move her into a facility, or take care of her by myself? I'll do anything for you, Julia. Ooh. It's a reindeer. It is impossibly hard. The worst is when you get mad at her, like when she tries to cook her own food. You can't do anything without her, and she can't do anything without you. When she goes to sleep, you stay up for a few hours, drinking on the deck, watching baseball in the summer, college basketball in the winter. Drinking then too. You start going out after you put her to bed. The first time you do it, you worry about her getting up and walking around while you're gone. You put a chair in front of the bedroom door. You trust that she sleeps like a rock. Oh God, none of these options are good. You go to the same bar at the boring end of Pearl Street. It's nice there. Over time, you tell Sheila, the bartender, everything. It's a huge weight off. You're home and in bed by 1 a.m. a couple nights a week. You look forward to those nights. 1989, one night you are stopped at a DUI checkpoint. You blow a .10 and are taken to jail for the night. You consider trying to hide it, but you tell your sister-in-law, Susan. Julia's parents take the next plane from Australia. They can't believe the state your house is in. Then they tell you Julia is coming to live with them. You don't argue. You say you'll visit soon. A few weeks go by. Summer is coming and you see an ad in the paper for a job. You take it. And that, I believe, my friends, leaves us at part 1 of my walkthrough. So, a couple of things. First of all, there are going to be some differences. If you are watching this video and then moving on to my part 1, there's going to be some differences in the dialogue choices in the dialogue that don't really match up with this video because, like I said, the parts 1 through 4 of what I played, it was a streamer demo where all the backstory was kind of decided for you. But starting with part 5, I will be playing through the game using this as the seed for this walkthrough. So, that being said, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in part 5.